What you're seeing and what you're reading is not what's happening.
In the history of fascism, there's the explicit attempt to clear the whole horizon of factuality and to start somewhere else. The first thing to understand about Mr. Trump is that he does inhabit a completely different mental world, and he inhabits it very gracefully. He lives in a world of fiction.
I looked out. The field it looked like 1.5 million people.
Where he has been successful is as a character on television. He understands not the rules of reality, but the rules of fiction. The ways in which he's able to bring us into the world are, first of all, just by saying all the time things that aren't true.
It was the biggest electoral college win since Ronald Reagan.
A claim that wasn't remotely true.
A typical politician will lie now and then, but a typical politician will also recognize the principle that there is truth, and so when caught in a lie, might apologize. He very specifically and intentionally wants to fill up the whole space with untruth. Then he says, distrust everyone else.
People don't trust you.
The fake media,
The most dishonest people that I've ever met.
the press, has destroyed themselves.
There's nothing that's really true, it's just my opinion and your opinion, and since I'm the president and I have media behind me, at the end of the day, it's going to be my opinion that matters.
It's frankly disgusting the way the press is able to write whatever they want to write.
Why do you keep hammering at this? And he said, you know why I do it? I do it to discredit you all and demean you all, so when you write negative stories about me, no one will believe you.
Once we get to that point where everybody doubts everything, at that point it's very hard to have anything like a democracy. The creators of this, the fascists, know that it is fiction. They begin politics from fiction.
We are going to take a strong look at our country's libel laws. So when they write purposely negative and horrible and false articles, we can sue them.
Having producers of factuality around is not something that one can take for granted. When people begin to attack them and their job, that's a sign that we're on the way to a completely different kind of politics.
Absolute scum. Remember that.
Honestly, it felt like we weren't in America anymore.
The most important thing to see is that we are in a moment of history where what we do actually matters more than at other times. You can imagine a situation where democracy was going very well in the United States. We're not in that situation. You can also imagine a situation of full-fledged authoritarianism in the United States. We're also not there. We're in a middle situation where what we do every day matters, and the most important thing to do is to accept that responsibility and to accept that power. In this moment, the danger is we say, I'm overwhelmed by the bad news, I'm surprised they can do this. But being overwhelmed or surprised, it can become a way of making an excuse not to do the thing that you can do. Each of us can do something. There are little tiny things that we might not even think of, like subscribing to a newspaper so that reporters can earn a salary, so that we have more factual material. We can say, I'm going to spend less time on the internet. When I am on the internet, I'm going to support reporters who are actually reporting the facts. Those little things make a difference and are very easy for us. The crucial question is whether you recognize, aha, what I'm doing is tilting us this way rather than that way.